Friends Explained, Season 2, Episode 3. The one where Heckles dies. Last episode, Ross gave a big speech about breastfeeding being natural, then turned out to be the most horrified person in the room. Rachel played nice with Julie, but trashed her the second she left. This week, the group's cranky downstairs neighbor, Mr. Heckles, drops dead mid-broom bang, leaving all his junk to Rachel and Monica. Chandler starts seeing uncomfortable parallels between himself and the dead guy, and Ross picks a fight with Phoebe about evolution that he absolutely should not have started.
So this episode opens with Chandler bragging about dumping a woman named Joan over the size of her nostrils. Everyone piles on him for it, and meanwhile their cranky downstairs neighbor, Mr. Heckles, is banging his broom at the ceiling because they're too loud. They stomp back at the floor, the banging stops, and they figure they won that round.
Except he didn't stop because they won. He died right there with the broom in his hand. The building super delivers the news like a workplace announcement, and then a lawyer shows up. Heckles left everything to the loud girls upstairs. No family, no money, just decades of stuff nobody wanted while he was alive.
Rachel immediately falls in love with all of it. The weirder, the better. And Monica wants every piece gone. Rachel finds this seashell lamp she adores. Monica thinks it's hideous. And Rachel finally pushes back hard. The real fight isn't about the lamp. It's that Monica still treats the place like hers alone.
And Monica can't even deny it. It's been almost 2 years, and Rachel still doesn't feel like an equal in that apartment. It clearly hits a nerve. But the bigger thread this episode is Chandler.
He finds Heckles' high school yearbook. Class clown, same as Chandler. Played clarinet, same as Chandler. Then he finds this grievance log where Heckles recorded every woman he ever rejected, and some laughably petty reason for each one. The parallels are impossible to ignore.
And Chandler just dumped a woman over her nostrils. How do you read that list and not completely spiral?
He completely spirals. Stays up all night in Heckles' apartment, convinced they're on the exact same track, just 30 years apart. Lonely, bitter, pushing people away over nothing. And he drags Joey into it.
Then comes the Joey scene, which might be the single best moment in the episode. The ask is simple. When everyone else is married, will Joey still have Chandler over for holidays? And Joey genuinely hesitates. Not out of cruelty, he just hasn't worked out the logistics of his imaginary future wife's family situation.
What does Joey actually offer him?
The Super Bowl. Every single year. That's it. And the worst part is Joey means it with his entire heart. He genuinely thinks that's a solid plan.
So Chandler's panic move is to call Janice. She was smart. She cared about him. In his mind, she's the one person who'd always take him back.
He called Janice. That's how terrified he is of dying alone.
She walks in very visibly pregnant and married. Safety net gone. New plan, become the neighborhood snake guy that kids run from.
But the girls actually talk him down, and they make a solid point. He called Janice because he wanted to be with someone. That's not a Heckles move. Most guys don't even recognize that impulse in themselves.
And then someone drops the word commitment, and Chandler flinches like it burned him. He'll accept growing. Commitment is a whole different conversation. Meanwhile, it turns out Phoebe doesn't believe in evolution, and Ross treats that like a personal insult.
Did he actually bring fossils to Central Perk to argue with her?
A whole briefcase full, and Phoebe doesn't engage with a single one. She just keeps asking simple questions that back him into a corner until he admits there's a tiny chance he could be wrong. And the second he does, she flips the whole thing on him.
The whole argument was a trap. She wasn't interested in the science at all, just in whether Ross could handle someone pushing back on him. He absolutely could not. Nobody ever sees Phoebe coming.
The episode wraps with Monica giving Rachel that clock as a peace offering, and finally calling it our apartment. Chandler asks out a woman he'd been avoiding for shallow reasons. No more Heckles-style excuses.
And he keeps the yearbook. Somebody should remember the guy.
Then, alone in the empty apartment, he sets the broom by the door. A quiet goodbye to a man who isn't there anymore.
Walked in terrified of becoming Heckles, walked out honoring him. Didn't fix everything, but he's trying, and that's enough.
Chandler's dating women he'd have rejected last week. Rachel finally has a stake in the apartment. Ross lost an argument he never should have started.